Hi, second grade. Today we are going to talk about words with multiple meanings. What this means is there are words in our vocabulary that have more than one meaning. But don't worry, we've already kind of talked about this before. When we talked about it back in the classroom, we referred to them as homonyms and homophones. Do you think you remember? Do you remember talking about them? Do you remember what they are? Homonyms are words that are spelt exactly the same, but they have a different meaning. So bat and bat, you have like a flying bat, and you have a bat like a baseball player uses. Bat and bat, both are spelt B-A-T, but there's two meanings. That's different from a homophone. A homophone is two words that are spelt different and have different meanings, but they sound the same. So you have arc and arc. So arc, spelled A-R-C, could be like, I arc my back. It's like a curve. If you arc your back, you're curving. And the other form of arc is A-R-K. And that's like an arc, like the boat. And A-R-K is the boat. So what we're going to do today to study these multiple meaning words, or homophones and homonyms, so we're going to read a book. I love this book. It's called A Bat Cannot Bat, A Stare Cannot Stare. So already we're talking about some homophones and homonyms on the cover. What I want you to do, my challenge to you, my friends, is pause me, go get a piece of paper and a pencil, and I want you to try to record all of the homophones and homonyms that I say. And then at the end of the book, we'll talk about the meanings. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna read this book, and I want you to go ahead and jot everything down, write everything down, all the words that you think are homophones or homonyms, everything with a multiple meaning. I say them twice in the book. And then at the end, we're gonna discuss all the words on your list, and we're also going to discuss if they're a homophone or homonym. So with that, if you need to pause me, do it now. And if you don't, well, we're gonna begin. So, paper, pencil, homophones, homonyms, words with multiple meanings. Let's do it. A bat cannot bat, a stare cannot stare. We know that bat and bat, well, we talked about those. Those are our examples of homonyms. And stare cannot stare. Well, this is talking about the stepping stairs. Some of you might have these in your house or walking up to your front porch. This is stare, like looking without breaking focus. But I noticed they're spelled the same, or not spelled the same, excuse me. They're spelled differently. So, are they a homophone or a homonym? Aha, they are a homophone because they are spelled differently. Let's get started. A bat cannot bat, a stare cannot stare, by Brian P. Cleary. Illustrations by Martin Ganu. Homonyms are spelled the same, and they're alike in sound. Their meanings, though, are different, like that sink may sink into the ground. Write it down. Or, there's no amount that a count cannot count. I'll tire from fixing this tire. Some down may drift down from a fine feathered gown. The steer should steer clear of the fire. A bat cannot bat, as you need arms for that, but a batter might batter some batter. 3-1-1. A mole with a mole could emerge from his hole to mop up the splash and splatter. And fans could bring fans to cool off in the stands. One might watch her watch for the time. I may eat a prune while I prune around noon. 2 trees that grow lemons and limes. Homophones will sound alike. They're words like blue and blue. Their spellings aren't the same, you'll see. Their meanings differ too. A hare cannot have hair, and a fair can be fair, and your feet can accomplish a feat. A cent can be sent to a gent with the scent of potatoes and onions and meat. Triple. We had a triple in homonyms and a triple in homophones. Look at that. A break might just break. I can rattle and shake. And four can yell for a warning. Wow, triple again. If the doctor can write your prescription quite right, he'll heal your heel by morning. Another triple. This is gonna be hard, guys. I hope you're listening. A knight in the night with a might of a might light up the castle that's dark. Another one. A sail on sail could falter and fail and flail. The doorway can arc on an arc. We know that one. Your hair we can tease in our teas if we please. You can sample some teas or a muffin, another, or shop at your ease where they'll sell balls and teas and bags to put all your golf stuff in. This is a four, a quadruple. Look at that. Teas, 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 teas. Let's keep going. A throne can be thrown with a grunt or a groan by muscles with muscles to spare. If the king threw a sword, it would not be ignored as it sailed and soared through the air. Oh, tricky. But Rome cannot roam, 'cause it has to stay home, and Chile is mostly not chilly. A bass cannot play bass, and with no eyes or face, a stare cannot stare at you, silly. If a seven-toed toad would be towed down the road, and you rowed a boat near there to see, you could peer from a pier at the toad seen here in the truck as it rode past the sea. These are getting jumbled. See how they're funny and silly and punny? Oh, great, let's grate some more cheese. The fun doesn't lessen as you laugh through each lesson, so why don't you make some of these? The end. All right, that was a lot. If you want to, you can pause and go back to re-listen if you don't think you got all of them. Your task was to write down all the words that had multiple meanings. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through and we are going to go through the list and we are going to talk about their meanings. So let's get started. All right, second grade. So I made an anchor chart of all the words that we ran into in the book. So we're gonna start by going over the homonyms. Now you can tell by looking at this chart that homonyms have one spelling, but two meanings. That's why in homophones, I have all these words floating around here. Homonyms, same spelling, different meaning. So we already went over bat and bat. So that is an animal and the baseball bat. Now what about down? Down's a tricky one. Down is a covering of soft, fluffy feathers. So like it's almost like a jacket, like throw on your down. And also going down is like in or going down towards a low place. So it's a direction. So a down like a throw or down like a direction. There's mole. The first type of mole is an animal. And the second type of mole is like a mark on your skin. Then we have prune. Prune is a dried plum. Or when you prune your branches, you cut them off. So you can cut off some of the branches of a tree so that way it looks better. People prune nice like bushes. Then up here we have sink. Sink is a wide bowl that has a faucet. I mean, a lot of us have sinks in our kitchen. And the second type of sink is to go down, like to sink underground. Then we have steer. Now a steer is a type of ox, which is an animal, or a steer, you can like steer a car when you're driving it. It's to choose the direction. Then we have tire, and tire can mean to lose energy. So when you get tired, you tire, or a rubber tire that goes on a car. After that, we have fans. Fans can be people that cheer you on, or the type of tool you use to cool you off. So fans, like the people that cheer you on, or fans to cool you off. We have watch, which means to look, or the thing that tells your time. And you count. In our book, we had to count like a vampire, Count Dracula, and to count, like counting the numbers. And then batter was our triple. This, a batter is a person up to bat in baseball. So a batter was battering, which means like to mix or like to do something very forcefully. Batter, cake batter. So the 3 types of batter: person, it's emotion, and it's cake batter, like an object. So these are all homonyms because they're spelled exactly the same, but there's more than one meaning. On the bottom here is all of our homophones. Now I ran out of space, so I actually don't have all of them that we went over. So challenge 2nd grade, if you have some on your list that I don't have them on mine, comment them on this video. But let's go in. We have blue and blue. This blue is like when you blow out of your mouth, and this blue is the color blue, like our paper. We have hair and hair. It's a rabbit, and then the hair on your head. Fare and fare. This type of fare is like a taxi fare. It's something that like drives you around. It's like an amount. And then we have like you owe a fare after a taxi. And then here we have fair, like you are a fair person. It's like a trait. We have feet and feet. This feet is attached to your legs. It's what you have on your body. And this feet is like a task. Then we have sent, sent, and sent. This sent is money. This sent is when you send something, like mail. And this scent is your smell, like, ooh, what's that scent? Oh, it's my scented markers. It's a smell. We have 4, 4, and 4. So 4 is the amount. 4 is like when you're golfing, some people yell 4. And then this 4 is when something is for somebody else. Let's start over here and then work our way back up to the top. So we have lesson and lesson. When you lessen something that ends in en, that means like, oh, let me lessen this amount. So you take some away. It's when you take an amount and it's like, has the root word less, meaning you create less of. And then we have lesson with an on, which is like when you learn a lesson. Great and great, this is great job. This is great some cheese. So this is when you do something awesome, you do something great. And this is great as in like a cheese grater. We have mussels and mussels. This mussels is the type that you eat, maybe in a seafood boil. It's the little black shells with the little mussel meat in it. And then these mussels are the things you work out. We have throne and throne. This is what a king sits on. And this is when you have thrown something or throw something. We have knight and knight. This knight is like the one in armor. This knight is the opposite of day. We have another 3 for here. Heal, heal, heal. This is he will, right? It's our contraction, heal. We have heal as in make better. And we have heel as in your foot, the thing on the back of your feet, that's a heel. We have right and right. This is right, like when you're writing. And this is right as in the opposite of wrong. We have bass and bass here. This is baseball bass, and this is instrument bass. We have break and break. So that's break is like you have when you come to a stop, you break. And this break is when something doesn't work right and it breaks. We have sword and sword. So we have sword as in the weapon sword, and then sword as in flying through the sky. Like, oh, look at it. That ball soared through the sky. It glides almost. And then we have our 4 for up here. Tease, 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 and tease. So this tease is like when somebody is calling like a shirt Like, you might say, oh, it's a t-shirt, so that's what this tease is. This tease is when you make fun of somebody or you poke fun at somebody, that's that tease. Then we have tease as in the drink tea. That's the plural form of like tea that you drink, tease. And the last tease is like golfing tee. So when you golf, the thing that you put on the ground to put the golf ball in, that is a tee. A lot of words here. I wonder if you've got all of them or if you might even have more than me. Second grade, do you just have words like rattling around in your head? So I feel like every time I like look, I just feel all these homophones and homonyms bumping into each other. So why did we do all that? Why are they important? Well, it's important to know that some words have more than one meaning. It's also important to know that some words, when you're talking to somebody, have more than one meaning and might not be spelled the same. This is going to make us better readers and better spellers if we're aware of the words that mean multiple things. If you're reading a story about a bat, well, you should realize through context clues whether it's a flying bat or a baseball bat. Or if the word is cent as in money, C-E-N-T, you should know that it's not, oh, like I sent you something. So it'll make us better readers and it'll help our comprehension if we know or understand that some words, homophones and homonyms, even though they sound alike, or if you're a homonym, you're spelled exactly the same, but they can mean different things. So our goal today, or our I can statement today, was I can talk about meanings of words to build my vocabulary. And that's our goal by studying these, is to build our vocabulary. So if you think that you learned something or you realize some word has homophone or is a homonym, then great job. You can check off that I can statement. I'm so proud of you. Remember my challenge, I did miss some in homophones, so if you have them on your list, go ahead and comment them below. I'd love to see the ones that you caught that aren't on my list. And with that, I hope you have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!